Ooh, that's a huge question. What are the main ecological benefits of decarbonisation? Um, to me, I think most of the SDGs, fortunately, are going the right way. Humans are actually doing the right thing to make sure the world's becoming a better place quite quickly. One of the ones which is actually going the wrong way very quickly is actually climate action, SDG 13, which actually relies on us working out a way to decarbonise the planet. Currently, as we go forward and as we keep on chucking more and more CO2 into the atmosphere, we're creating the climate change problems that we're seeing at the moment. And unfortunately, the rate at which we're actually putting CO2 in the atmosphere is increasing, not reducing. You'd possibly think for some of the rhetoric around Paris and Paris Agreement in 2015 that we were well on the way towards a program of making things better. Unfortunately, we're not. And if we don't get it right, it's going to be very, very bad for humanity. In the developed world, actually, it's not too bad. We might have some major issues, but we can afford to pay to adapt to deal with those issues. In the developing world, though, and certainly in certain parts of the developing world, it could be absolutely catastrophic. So countries like Bangladesh or the Maldives could lose their entire way of living. Also, I think climate action and climate change could generate some very severe problems for the world. We've seen in Europe the problems over the last the last 5 years of 20 million Syrians having a major war and the migration issues those have generated. If you look more broadly at what the issues of climate change could be, and if you imagine, for instance, that the annual snowmelt of the Hindu Kush on the top of the Himalayas stops flowing into the great rivers of India and China, you have 3 billion people who could suffer hugely from climate change and just have no water. And if that happens, that could be a pretty nasty world. At the moment, we're in a world which is largely dealing with these issues by mutual consensus, and with a couple of little perturbations on that, we are actually, with international agreements, going in the right direction. Unfortunately, not doing enough, as I said, on climate change, but the world with major climate catastrophe taking place will be a much harsher world, a much nastier world, and a world where the consensus to seek those agreements to take place will be actually much more difficult.